gonna see a lot of bright buildings in Lima because Lima most of the year is foggy, and that's why we have to paint the buildings very colorful. Otherwise we're going to be very sad and depressive. All these blue buildings around. This is a nice square. And on that time, yeah, 3 countries joined Peru in order to expel and fight against the Spaniards troops, right? Or the countries that still have coasts, like for example Bolivia. Bolivia doesn't have coasts now, or beaches, right? Chile, Bolivia, Peru, and in the north, Ecuador. At the same time, some years later, after this battle, unfortunately took place as well in the coast, in the west coast of South America, the famous Pacific War against the neighbor country Chile. Yeah, probably, I don't know how much you know about the history of Peru, but we had a terrible war with Chile and we lost 2 big cities on the south. Bolivia was actually involved in the war before Peru. We had signed an Indian agreement with Bolivia when the borders were defined, when most of the countries got independence. So we had to help Bolivia, and at the same time we lost the war. Most of the monuments that we have nowadays in downtown, besides the monuments that were built for the independence, were actually built in memorial of many army and navy heroes who fought during the Pacific War, or also called the War of the Guano and the Saltpeter. This is one of the avenues that has the name of the president that time finished the war with Chile, the president Nicolás de Pierola. And this avenue will drive us to the first historical square here in downtown, no? Very important because it represents the independence of Peru and has the name of this liberator that proclaimed our independence, Joseph of San Martin.
Okay.
Look to your right, no? 148 soles for using the horn. Silence, silencio.
Nice.
You can see the name of our current mayor. It's a woman, Susana Villarán. Lima against the noise. Lima contra el ruido. Last year we got more than 10 decibels in Lima. So 10 decibels, you know the noise, produce pollution, decibels, yes, that produce the pollution. It's one of the highest index in South America. So if you see the sky very foggy and gray, it's not only because the pollution, but it's mainly because the fog, you know, near to the ocean. But at the same time we have this kind of pollution, you know, the noisy pollution. Señor, me estaba olvidando. ¿Podrá pasar por la plaza de armas? Necesito cambiar dólares antes de que me dejen San Francisco.
Claro, vamos a...
Una vueltita y me...
No, vamos a ir acá a San Martín, lo vamos de pie, se va a poner...
Allá, para pasar para... Necesito cambiar dólares para las entradas.
Ya. Acá te avisa,
¿Sí? Ah, ya, si ven me avisa. What?
The tires.
Ah,
on
yeah.
that car say it would look like too smooth. Did you see that?
what?
You turned it on the red light.
Oh yeah.
Or then drive it up there. Where do you see this taxi? This is the same taxi with the opposite side. This car right there. Look out now.
7.2, 7.3 is the percentage of unemployment people in Peru. But that doesn't mean that all the people has a formal job.
Yeah.
Exactly. There are a lot of people that don't pay taxes. And it seems like now we are still reproducing more and more and more like the rabbits. You will see that on the channel. It's funny, but it's yeah, it's around the world. It's like in India or China. There are a lot of taxis that are still informal in Lima, and they do the same job like the buses. But they don't charge you like the buses, 1, 2 soles. They charge you like a 3, 4 soles more, because only 4 or 5 people can fit the car. This is the San Martin Square.
It's pretty.
This square was built during the celebrations of our centennial, exactly inaugurated in July 28 of 1921. You can see the monument of the Liberator San Martin coming from Chile, crossing the Andes of Peru. Argentina and Chile got independence in 1810 because their viceroyalty started during the 1700s. I think there were just 70, 80 years on a Spanish colony. We were, I told you, almost 300. That's why it was much harder to expel the Spaniards from here. San Martin proclaimed independence in 4 different places here in downtown, no? He said, from this moment, Peru is a free country for the will and the power of, no, its town, and for the cause that God defends, and start all the yields. One of those places, Joseph of San Martin. Joseph o José, no? In Spanish.
Vamos a rodear ahí en la esquina de su folio.
¿Sí? ¿Desea ir ahí?
No, pues para más. Casa de cambio también.
Ah, yeah. You're going to excuse me for just a minute. I need to exchange dollars. I don't have enough soles for the tickets. So you're going to excuse me just for a minute to exchange. And at the moment you can take some pictures, no? Especially to this hotel. Not the KFC on the first level. This is the Great Bolivar Hotel. And Bolivar was the second liberator who sealed the process for the Peruvian independence. All right. Here the Spanish, yeah, come to you. Hola, ¿podrá cambiar 20? ¿Cuánto está cambiando?
Yeah.